If you've been on Twitter or TikTok in the last few days, you've definitely seen the video where someone spotted a man in South Florida who looks exactly like Jeffrey Epstein. People are going absolutely crazy over this clip right now. The footage has millions of views, and honestly, the resemblance is hard to ignore. But what's interesting about this case is how detailed the evidence has become. If you look at the comparison photos being shared, people aren't just looking at the silver hair, they are doing deep dives into his ear cartilage, his jawline. There's a viral post right now showing that their smile lines and teeth patterns are matching completely. It's reached the point where people are calling it 100% proof. However, while the internet was busy playing detective, the man in the car finally spoke up. On March 19th, he launched an account named Palm Beach Pete. He identified himself as Peter Van Arsdale and a local Florida resident. In his first video, which already has massive traction, look at what he says.
Hey everybody, this is Palm Beach Pete, and my video went viral because some dude randomly filmed me while I was driving on I-95, unbeknownst to me, and the next thing I know, I'm a viral sensation. I had my phone down for about 4 hours and I didn't know my phone was blowing up with all these comments from that video. So I got a lot of traction. It's pretty crazy. Thanks.
So you're not Jeffrey Epstein?
I'm not Jeffrey Epstein. I'm Palm Beach Pete.
It sounds like a simple explanation, but for a lot of people that wasn't enough to kill the story. And then Pete dropped a piece of information that actually made the situation even weirder. In an interview reported by TMZ, Pete admitted that he actually did meet Jeffrey Epstein years ago. He explained that when you live and work in the ultra-wealthy circles of Palm Beach, you tend to run into the same people. He said he attended a couple of parties where Epstein was present, but his only take was that the guy was creepy, and that he never actually had a conversation with him.
I'm Palm Beach Pete. I'm a regular guy. I'm retired. I lived in the city for a long time, worked in commercial real estate. I love to play tennis. I'm very social. I'm not going to change. This guy is dead, and he was a really bad person, and I can hold my head high. I didn't do anything. I just happen to have similar looks. I'm just a better-looking version than Jeffrey. Back in the day, when I was living in the city, I went to a couple of parties, and Epstein was there at a party, and he was kind of creepy, just sitting on a couch, staying to himself. And he wasn't the magnitude that he is or was. So he wasn't a big deal. He was mysterious. People didn't know how he made his money and where he, what his story was. But I never really encountered him and had a conversation with him. I just saw him at a party.
Now think about the position this guy is in. You go to a party, see a monster across the room, and years later, the entire world decides you are that person. This isn't just an online debate anymore, it's affecting his real life. And Pete mentioned that his phone was blowing up for 4 hours straight after the video went viral. Now he can't even go out to eat without being recognized. He's reported people coming up to him in restaurants and bars, not to ask for his autograph, but to verify if he's a dead billionaire. The timing of all this also matters. We're currently in the middle of a massive wave of interest in the Epstein case because of the Department of Justice document releases from earlier this year. People are frustrated and they're looking for accountability. When they see someone like Pete, who fits the visual profile perfectly, that frustration turns into a digital manhunt. So where does that leave us? On one hand, you have the teeth patterns and the smile lines that have convinced the internet. On the other, now you have a documented Florida resident, Peter Van Arsdale, who is actively trying to live a normal life while being stalked by conspiracy tourists. Pete is now a permanent part of the Epstein mythology.